You ever wondered how humans got such big brains? Or what happens if your brain develops more than someone else's? Turns out you aren't the only one to wonder that. There are a lot of questions about the brain and how it evolved, but the ones I want to talk about today are how it developed cognitive function and gray matter, and what happens when it overdevelops that causes functional changes, such as autism. The study that I looked at focused in on how the overdevelopment of the brain causes autism in individuals who have inherited autism, also known as multiplex autism. Multiplex autism is found in individuals where more than one family member is diagnosed with autism. To start, how did the brain evolve cognitive function to the degree that we can communicate and think the way that we do today? Turns out there is a group of proteins that are directly linked to brain expansion and cognitive function, called the Olduvai domain. It has been shown to promote the exponential growth of neurons and increase brain size. For an example on how much it impacts the ability of humans beyond other animals, humans can have up to 33 times more copies of the protein domain in their brain than other non-primate mammals. Additionally, there has been shown a direct correlation between the number of copies and the amount of gray matter in the brain. So how do you study the brain without harming those who are still using it? The study used a variety of different methods to look at the genetic associations between the number of gene copies and the severity of inherited autism. They measured the severity of autism as inherited or not dependent on whether multiple siblings within the family had autism or only a single child was diagnosed. Additionally, the severity was measured on a scale of 1 to 4 within two separate domains of scores, social and communicative inhibition. The researchers acquired a whole genome sequence for all 524 individuals in the study and used statistical analysis to measure the association between the total copy numbers of a specific gene that we will call brain growth gene and the autism severity. So what did they find? They found a direct increase in the severity of communicative symptoms, and their severity matched with the amount of copies of brain growth gene in females, and a similar correlation of increase in severity of social symptoms and amount of copies in males. Additionally, they found that these direct correlations seemed to only impact individuals who had inherited or multiplex autism than those without inherited autism or simplex autism. The study showed a direct increase in the amount of copies, increasing the severity of autism by about 0.18 points of social symptoms and 0.13 points of communicative symptoms. This shows that the brain overdevelopment in certain areas can lead directly to conditions such as autism. Although the evolution of the brain was very important to our evolution as humans, it raises questions about genomic trade-offs. Conditions such as autism lead us to question why the brain continues to keep what could be considered a side effect of evolution. Is it a step towards something, or is it simply not something evolution should be bothered by? Conditions like autism may be an evolutionary trade-off if the number of copies directly correlate to the number of neurons. In that case, having more neurons would appear to be beneficial towards evolution and further expansion of the brain. Thus, the study leads us to question what is either a genomic trade-off or is it just the next step in evolution? This is the end of our journey together looking at what happens when we have overgrowth in the brain that leads to conditions such as autism. However, I encourage you to look at these two questions and study them for the final. Have a wonderful day!